Welcome back. We are here for round one with our sweet black, white, black, not black, white, black. I can't even say it. We're going to keep this hand. Black green deck. We've got a lot of token producers, so I think having a turn 2 Zulaport Cutthroat is pretty good. And having both of our colors is pretty valuable as well. So, oh yay. Opponent says hi, I say GLHF. Man, is our opponent going to be surprised when they see that we're playing black-green. There, I tricked myself into saying green. Swamp, sure. Spawning bed, neat. Makes having all of these manas very, very valuable. And we're going to pass here. I could see playing to Drew Beastmaster a turn early. No blocks. Our opponent appears to be mono red, although I doubt that's actually the case. Especially since they haven't played anything. But instead of playing to Drew Beastmaster a turn early, I'm probably just going to play Eyeless Watcher a turn early. Or not Eyeless Watcher, Brood Monitor a turn early. Call the Scions. You're a little late. So we're just going to curve out with Tajuru Beastmaster topping the curve. I could see double blocking the Reckless cohort with the Eldrazi Scion and an Eyeless Watcher. I think that would be worthwhile. No! Now we're not going to do that. Now we're just playing a land, attacking, and then playing Brood Monitor. Because Brood Monitor will block the Reckless cohort fairly easily. Okay. Let's see. Let's actually do some math before we do this. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I think we can block. We can afford to block. Our opponent has to chump block this turn anyway. And the thing I like about Tajuru Beastmaster that I don't like about Tajuru Warcaller is Tajuru Beastmaster actually has a respectable body on its own. Like, I have no other allies in the deck, and I'm quite happy with a 5/5 for 6 that pumps my team when it enters the battlefield. Pumps my team temporarily, even. So that was pretty much the way that we drew it up when we were making this deck. We don't know what other color our opponent is, so I think we just run it back. This is a great hand. It's a little lighter on lands, but we're once more on the draw. So, white-red. Interesting. So maybe we're a little bit freer with trading off things like Sludge Crawler. Especially if we have like a Zulaport Cutthroat down. Core Blade Whirl, sure. So I don't think we actually attack with Sludge Crawler. We're just going to play Zulaport Cutthroat and pass because next turn we are guaranteed to play Call the Scions. And Call the Scions will help us bridge into Eyeless Watcher, into Brood Butcher, into Deathless Behemoth, regardless of what lands we have. So I want to be able to play the Zulaport Cutthroat this turn. No blocks. I hope that made sense. Alright, I'll attack with Sludge Crawler. I don't think it's gonna get blocked. And I'm not planning on blocking the McKindy Slide Runner, so... I do want to keep these Scions around so that I can cast Eyeless Watcher next turn. That's bad. I mean... I drained my opponent for a significant amount of life points, but that was not good for me. Alright, so... pass it back. Do I want to throw away the Scion? Yeah, I think I'm willing to double block the Slide Runner here. I still have one left over. Or my opponent just doesn't have any tricks, and that's totally worthwhile. Stonewaker. Okay, drawing an untapped land would be sweet. That also works. I probably should have attacked there, but eh. Brood Butcher's kind of great on this board. I think I wait until I'm able to hold up removal. If my opponent attacks here, Lithomancer's Focus is something that would certainly be a blowout, or my opponent makes not blocking very easy. So I have a higher chance of wanting to cast 2 green spells in a turn, and I also have a Plated Crusher in this deck. So that was a good draw. I think I play Rot Shambler. And then I think I just cast Catacomb Sifter and play it like this. Like, I'm not going to be able to kill anything, but my opponent really isn't able to attack. And now I can start killing things. Or I could Grip of Desolation, but that's less fun. I'll put that on top. And that was a good thing to see, because it means that I don't really want to sacrifice the Eldrazi Scion to kill the Core Blade Whirl this turn, because I need to sacrifice it in order to cast the Brood Monitor. Ooh, I should have sacked the Scion there. Oh, and then I could have attacked with Rod Shambler. I should have cast Brood Monitor first main. Then I would have been able to attack with Rot Shambler as well. So I missed 3 damage, which is not insignificant. Put that on the bottom. Don't really need it. We can't actually just F6, because we do have things that care about us having Eldrazi Scions. Planar Outburst. Sure. Wow, I get to scry so much. It's basically tutoring. So we actually do need a land now, which is awkward. No. I think I can do better. I think I can do better. I think I can do better. Don't want that. Don't want that. Yeah, I'll take that. Explains why our opponent wasn't playing things into the planar outburst. Wasn't playing things at all. If I had known that my opponent had planar outburst, I could have just held up Grip of Desolation. Well, if I had known my opponent had planar outburst at the point where they were at 8 lands, I would have just held up Grip of Desolation. Because if they had gotten greedy and tried to awaken it, I could have just exiled the land and like a Scion. So we're just gonna attack here. We're gonna use the Call of the Scions to get back Deathless Behemoth, probably. So I don't mind holding up Grip of Desolation. I could also see gripping the one mountain that my opponent had, but they no longer only have one mountain, so it's a little beside the point. On to champion, sure thing. So that and like Blighted Steppe is probably gonna get gripped. Alright, well if our opponent's not putting us in a position where we need to use our removal spell, our premium removal spell, then I don't think we do. Yeah, don't really care. Okay. Now here's the point where I think we grip in order to prevent our opponent from gaining too much life. Like this means that they still have to chump block Deathless Behemoth every turn. Or no, they don't, but alright, opponent blocking. Play a flyer. Again, we're still conserving this Call of the Scions in our hand. Wow. Just brags. Holding the Call of the Scions in our hand in order to get back Deathless Behemoth should the situation require. For example, if our opponent like, ooh, that is a bit of a blowout. So I think since my opponent doesn't actually have anything going on, I'm going to play the Call of the Scions, and then unless our opponent draws Boiling Earth, which would be a huge blowout, I can attack with the Scions and then sacrifice them and get back Deathless Behemoth. And cast it. One of the ways to play around Turn Against is to only attack with flyers. One flyer. Okay. Jeez, my opponent has so many creatures. Go up to 6. If I draw... Nope, Complete Disregard doesn't do it. Ooh, Mortuary Mire is a good one. What do I want? Probably the Brood Butcher? get back Brood Butcher. Brood Butcher has the most utility out of all these. Brood Butcher can kill something. Kill a potential blocker. Crats. GG's. Oh, GG. Anyway, a planar outburst, man. But our opponent wasn't able to, like, capitalize on it, really. They were able to play a couple of creatures the next turn, but at that point their life total was low enough that it didn't really matter. Also, nice Bloodstained Mire. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in round 2.